Cool. Good evening, everyone. Well, depending on where you are in the world, maybe good morning, maybe good afternoon. If you can hear me, maybe give me a thumbs up, say we can hear you, we can see you. I don't really know. There's a bit of lag on the live stream. It's been a while, actually. I think the last live stream must have been probably, was it April last year, May last year? So, guys, thank you all for joining. And on this Friday evening, currently we're in the house in France at the moment. The boat's out of the water in Italy, and then we're going back. We're on leave at the moment. We're heading back the week after next. So, guys, what I would like to do for this live stream is answer a bunch of your questions, give you some updates, what's going to happen this year, and our planning moving. Well, I say planning moving forward. The reality is actually quite different because nobody can plan the future in the moment. But we're hoping to be kind of in the south of France area this year, this season, if there is one. Keen to do the Monaco Grand Prix and the film festival, but we'll see if it happens. So let's get cracking with the chat and start answering your questions. I have to say, some of the comments I get on the videos are hilarious, and it's very funny to read. If I don't respond to many comments, I do apologize. As you know, the channel is like a side project. My main job is obviously captaining the boat, and then in my free time I do the editing of the videos. So yeah, right, let's start with top of the chat. So we've got Ian Jackson's in the house. Hey Ian, good evening. Tristan, I'm watching Nick's new video whilst waiting. I'm guessing that's Nick from Aquaholic. Giancomo Tantuni is Let's Go. Connor McRae Media. Connor McRae Media. Yeah, all good, all good. Hello from London from Dom. Right, start throwing your questions in, guys, and then we can start answering. We've got Bilbo Baggins in the house. Hey, Bilbo, how's it going? He says, hey, hello, guys, from Liverpool, UK. Yes, sound is perfect. Thank you very much. You are looking good, Tristan. You're a very good liar. Thank you. Lockdown has been good to me, I guess. Yeah, the audio is better. So actually, as you can see, you might see that the video quality is better. I'm not using the webcam. I'm using a Canon camera, and I've got a light, and I've got a external microphone for better sound quality. So yeah, hopefully it's better from my previous live streams. So yeah, we're just going through the chats now. Let's go through here. Greetings from the East Coast. Hello from Singapore. Hello from people from all over the world. This is what I love about YouTube, guys, is that there's people from all over the world that watch these videos and tune into the channel. Stephen, this is great. I can see you and hear you. Fantastic. Hello, Tristan from Argentina, from Alejandro. Hola, Alejandro. Bienvenido. Bruce, hi Tristan, all loud and clear. Thank you, Bruce. Are you looking for some new crew on board? Not at the moment, but maybe in the future. But for job applications, we don't do it through the channel. We do it through the correct mediums on the yachting pages, such as on TV Yacht Crew, Palmer Yacht Crew. We advertise jobs on there that when they come up. So just if you're looking for a job, keep an eye out on there. But the truth is, because we don't know when the season is actually starting, which is a bit irritating. For our seasonal crew, we don't have a start or finish date. So we just got to see what happens with COVID, here in the Med. It's just never ending, isn't it? So yeah. Paul, how are you? Yeah, really good. Been on leave. I've been on leave now since the 18th of December, spending some time with Jiv and at the house in France, and then doing some filming, actually going to Monaco on Sunday and doing some filming there with 2 other people. So it should be fun. So stay tuned for that video. Something very different. That's all I'm going to say. Evening, Tris. This is Torchy or Torquay, what would you say the upper age limit would be for someone wanting to start out in yachts? I'm 49 but have a year's study doing my BML as a Thames waterman and lightman. I've had this question asked to me actually quite a few times. I know guys in their 50s that have joined the yachting industry. You are reducing your possibility of securing a job, unfortunately. That's the reality of it. Not from our side, just general within the industry. But there are still boats out there that want to hire more people with more life experience, that's for sure. And so it's always possible, as long as you're presentable, you're well spoken, you're respectful, you know your position on board. That's great. And then we've got a super chat from the Bimmer Geezer. Tristan, here and see you fine. Is the boat still for sale? Yeah, so this question gets asked quite a lot. Is AWOL for sale? Why is it for sale? AWOL's been for sale for like 2.5 years. If you look online, the majority of super yachts are for sale. And if they sell for the right price, then the owners will sell them, and then they tend to buy a slightly bigger boat. So that's pretty much what it is. The owner isn't pushing the sale. If he was pushing the sale, he'd probably reduce the asking price, but he's not. He's just saying, put it out there. If somebody's willing to pay that price, then we'll sell it and buy a bigger boat. If they're not, we'll keep it for sale. So there's nothing really to worry about. Thanks for that. George, the raffle status. So yeah, unfortunately, to be honest with you guys, the raffle at the moment hasn't sold the tickets we expected to sell. And we were really hoping that, from April last year, May onwards, that the sales will increase because of the season and because of the interest in yachting. But then obviously COVID has hit. So I think we've sold just over 7,000 tickets. We still got a way to go. It's still ongoing. And just remember, when you read the terms and conditions, it's not in small print, it's in actually big print, is that if it goes on for too much longer, we can actually say, right, we can't complete on the raffle. And then what will happen is the raffle company will take all the tickets that have been sold, and they will do a raffle winner, and the winner will take 80% of the money generated, or 70%, and the raffle company will take the rest. We will get nothing in return. So all the work and effort and advertising on the channel for the raffle would be all wasted, but I don't want to get to that. So if you guys can help to sell more tickets, we would really appreciate it. But we are selling tickets every day. It's not as quickly as I hoped, and COVID certainly hasn't helped things because people are very careful with their money at the moment and lots of job risk at the moment. So do bear with us. It's still ongoing. We still want to do it. And another question I get quite a lot as well, chaps, is what happens if AWOL was to sell? Well, the agreement I have with the owner is if AWOL sells, he wants to buy a new, bigger boat, is that we'll move the competition onto the newer, bigger boat. Yes, it will be more expensive for us, but the ticket prices and the number of tickets we need to sell will remain the same. We'll just have to take a bit of a loss, which is fine, and that's been agreed by the owner. So that's the status of the raffle. Best advice for green crew. Best advice for green crew. My advice to green crew before COVID would have been get to the yachting capitals. So get to Antibes, get to Palma, dock walks, then the crew houses, network. That would be my advice. But now you can't do that anymore. So just join all the social network groups, or the Facebook groups, like I mentioned earlier, Palma Yacht Crew, Antibes Yacht Crew, Fort Lauderdale Yacht Crew. Post your CV on there and just go on there 2-3 times a day looking for boats that are posting job openings and applying for them. The second bit of advice, okay, which I tell everyone, is read the job description in full, and only if you meet all the criteria, then apply. If you don't meet all the criteria, only some of the criteria, do not apply. The amount of CVs that we've gone over the years for from us posting available jobs on board with certain certification that they must have, and I get CVs, people that don't even have the certification, it wastes the captains, it wastes my time. I get dozens, if not hundreds of CVs. I've got to read through all of these CVs, wasting my time for people that aren't even eligible for the job because they don't meet the qualification criteria. And remember, the qualifications comes from the safe manning document, which is issued by the flag state. So it's not me choosing, we want someone that's got this and this. It's a legal requirement. So only apply for the jobs where you meet all the criteria. If you don't, what I do is I blacklist those people because it shows lack of professionalism, lack of care, and a lack of respect for my time. So do not apply for a job if you don't meet all the criteria. And I have to stress that because it's so time wasting for so many captains and senior members of crew going through CVs for candidates that don't meet the criteria. So that's my best advice for a green crew. So yeah, do that. The biggest boat you're allowed to sail. So I'm qualified MCA Master 3000, which basically means I can master commercial yachts up to 3,000 gross tons. To put it in perspective of an idea of size, AWOL volume is 308 gross tons. So I'm qualified to captain a vessel 10 times the volume of Motor Yacht AWOL. Do you know the yacht Cocoa Bean? I do know Cocoa Bean. When was it? In 2000, and it was my last year on Liz. So in 2016, we attended the Amoeba Yacht Show in Genoa, Italy. And I was on Motor Yacht Lizzie at the time, which was a 23 meter I used to captain. And there was a boat there, and Cocoa Bean was there as well at the charter show. So I do know that boat. And if I'm not mistaken, at the time, Cocoa Bean was managed by IYC, which is the same charter management company that we have. How you see? I'm good, thanks, guys. Let's have a look here. So stay on board, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, just so you know, it's quite weird. On the chat, when you're hosting a chat, it skips. And it's quite frustrating because you lose your place. How many deck officers are on board and what levels are they? How many deck officers are there on board and what levels are they? So I'll tell you our crew. So we're total, during the season, we're 8 crew. We've got myself, the captain. We've got the chief officer, Jason. Chief engineer, Slav. We'll have, we've got a seasonal deckhand. We've got a chief stewardess, a second stewardess, the chef, and finally Harry, our chase boat captain. Originally, his planning wasn't to be coming back this season because he wanted to go on to bigger boats or other boats. But it's looking like he might come back, which we're very happy about. But we wanted him to progress. But again, with COVID, it's a lot more tricky now to secure a captain's position for him. But you never know. So the doors are open for him. So hopefully we will like him back. So we'll see. What are you doing today? Well, today is now over. It's now gone past 7 p.m. But today I collected the car, hence the new video coming out that we're filming on Sunday, the Super Yacht Captain Supercar. And then we headed to Cannes, and we're doing Cannes. Actually went, did some bit of shopping and did a bit of a photo shoot with the car. And then, came home, chilled at home for the afternoon, did some editing on the computer, and now doing the live stream answering your questions, chaps. Hi from Spain, from Ivan. Hola, Ivan. Hello from California, from Peter Thomas. Hello, Peter. Joseph Hughes, when does AWOL leave the shipyard? Another good question, Joseph. We don't know. We honestly don't. Normally, we'll be going to water March time without COVID, but now we just don't know. We've got no confirmed bookings. It's all up in the air at the moment. It could be March, it could be April, it could be May, it could be June like we did last year. So it's quite tricky. It all depends on charter bookings and COVID restrictions. Yeah, so it's a bit of a bummer, really. Do most marinas speak English? Yeah, find most marinas that we go to, they all speak English. Some marinas we go to, they speak English, but they choose not to. I won't mention which marinas those were. So yeah. Tristan, isn't ICC the equivalent of a powerboat level 2? Thanks for your answer, T1. Yeah, so the ICC is the powerboat level 2. So it's called, so that was my first license I got in like, what year was that? It's been like year 2000, like 20 years ago. It was called the ICC Powerboat Level 2, so the International Certificate of Competence, or Incompetence, Powerboat Level 2. And that was my first license I got. I actually did that when I was 15, but the RYA wouldn't issue it until I was 16 because they can't issue boat licenses under the age of 16. Well, they didn't at the time. I don't know about anymore. If they can now, sorry. What are the biggest mistake new yacht owners make? I love this question. Oh, thank you. Who's that from? That's from JR Cox. What a great question. What are the biggest mistakes that new yacht owners make? Okay, it's very, very straightforward. If you are buying a brand new yacht or you're just deciding to build a new yacht, just remember the shipyard is there to make money and the person selling you the boat, the charter broker, is there to make money. The captain and the engineer that you hire is there to build the best possible boat, right? They have no other incentive. They want a good boat to manage, the captain, to make their lives easier. So the better the boat, the easier the life is. And what I see time and time again, and I don't understand it because the type of people buying these huge yachts, they have the funding to buy the yachts. Is what I don't understand is that during the build or before they start the build, why they don't hire a build captain and a build engineer and maybe the owner's representative, so a yacht surveyor, to follow the build. Because these companies, these shipyards, they want to make as much money as possible. So if there's nobody there to control the work that's being done, they will cut corners, and they do cut corners. And people don't believe it. People see these luxury, massive, multi-million-dollar mega yachts and think they're all built perfectly. Aesthetically, they look amazing. But when you get into the guts, if you haven't got a good team building the boat, representing you, then it won't be very good. It'll be unreliable. It won't be well built. So hire a captain and engineer before building a boat. If you're looking to buy a pre-owned yacht, then for sure spend money on a good surveyor, get it out of the water, do multiple sea trials. Don't show too much excitement. Reserve yourself. And at the end of the day, what do you want to use the boat for? Are you going to be cruising the south of France during the summer and you want to go at high speeds? Or do you want to have a world explorer? It depends what you want as the owner of the boat. But don't be afraid to employ people to represent you and to make sure they have your best interests as the owner at heart. So I see so many owners that go straight to the shipyard and they say, right, I want to buy a 75 foot or 100 foot or 150 foot, whatever the shipyard is. And the yard will say, yep, no problem, we'll do that for you. And they get the contracts and they get the lawyers and they do it. And they have no representative following the build of the yacht, but they're spending 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 million euros, dollars, pounds on the boat and nobody following the build. So always have a build captain, engineer, surveyor, all three, whatever. Have somebody there following to make sure it's built correctly. So that's one bit of advice I would get. What other big mistake? Okay, so we've got Bernie here. Been from George, South Africa. Cool. I've actually flown into George, I think once or twice in SA. We flew into George to go to Plet, and then we went to, where else did we go? We went to Port Elizabeth. Is the position of ETO still sought after? So the ETO is Electrical Technical Officer position. They tend to be on like the bigger yachts. We don't have it on our boat. So I would say ETO, say 60 meters plus, I'd say. I'd say yes. The reason being is because the vessels that are being built now are a lot more electrical, lots of AV systems. So you do need ETO officers. So my answer would be yes, but at the same time there are lots of ETOs out there looking for jobs, but there's lots of crew out there looking for jobs at the moment as well in all positions. Hello from Greece. What other part of the world would you like to work the yacht in? I wouldn't go there on AWOL. If we had if AWOL sold and the owner decided to buy a steel hull vessel, say expedition style, I would love to go and navigate the fjords of Norway, Iceland, you know, the more polar regions. I just think it would be, from what I've seen on videos and photos, it just looks breathtaking. You know, because the last almost 20 years, I've you know, I don't sound spoiled, but you've done the Saint-Tropez, done the Monacos, done the Portofinos and all the high life. It'd be nice to go more of an adventure type expedition yacht. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay, this is from Kazul. Keep you good work. EG pot 90 meter. If I win, I'll charter you for a month. Yeah. Well, if you charter us for a month, can you do it in May so we can launch AWOL earlier? That'd be amazing, and we'll cruise around the south of France. Hello from Russia. That's from super-yacht. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Do you know the yacht brand Sunseeker? If so, do you like it? I know Sunseeker. I can't really comment. I've never captained a Sunseeker for a long period. I drove a Super Hawk 37 back in the early 2000s, but it was literally from Marbella to Port Benouillet, like a 20-minute cruise. So can't really comment on Sunseeker. Hi from Glasgow, Scotland. That's from John Douglas. Hey, John, thanks for joining. This is from Tim Clark. Hi, Tristan. Quick question. My youngest son is in a power wheelchair that weighs about 150 kg. Have you ever seen a boat that could take a chair on board? That's a very good question, Tim. There are a number of yachts that I know of that are wheelchair friendly. I don't remember the names of the yachts off the top of my head, but they do exist. They are out there. And if you're looking to charter a yacht that is wheelchair friendly, so what you need to do is say to your charter broker that you need to find a yacht, whatever size you want, that is wheelchair friendly. I would say, unfortunately, because of the design and build process, the majority of them aren't so much wheelchair friendly, but a lot of them do kind of try and find solutions. Because we want everybody to have a good time, no matter what your situation happens to be. Hey from Berkshire, hello there. Hello from Virginia, USA, Ryan, Jack North. YouTubers updates. When is the boat coming back out? As I mentioned earlier, not sure yet. What Canon camera do you use? So at the moment, I've got the Canon M50 Mark 1, but rumor has it that Canon are coming out with another mirrorless line called the M7, which if it does come out, I'll be upgrading to that because this camera I've had now for a couple of years and I want to upgrade, I think. But it's a great camera. I do like it. Are you anticipating a busy spring via charters? Not at all, Peter. That's from Peter Crenier. No, we've got no bookings at the moment. Maybe a weird question. Is there a way we can spot the yacht coming season? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening this season. I I really hope the Monaco Grand Prix goes ahead, but France is now going, it looks like, into another full lockdown. So I can't really see it happening. George has asked the raffle status. I just mentioned the raffle status earlier. And then Andrew Ross, hello from South Africa. Hello, Andrew. Andrew Holt, how's the raffle going? I mentioned the raffle earlier. Marshall here from USA NC. Are any of your cruises similar to the TV show Below Decks? So Below, it's quite interesting because a very good friend of mine actually worked on one of the boats. I won't mention which one, which has appeared on Below Deck. And the way it works is the charter they do in Below Deck is they do 3 days of charter and then 3 days off. 3 days of charter, 3 days off. And what he told me is that the itinerary, those 3 days on charter, every single charter they have during the filming, and they film over a 2-month period, is the itinerary is exactly the same. They go to the exact same anchorages, the exact same ports, and they finish in the exact same location every single time. The crew are not selected by the captain. The crew are selected by their production company. So I would imagine the production company are going to want to select crew that are going to cause drama, and with drama comes so-called good TV. In the real world, the captain selects the crew. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I've seen a few episodes of Below Deck. If my crew behaved that way, there will be no second chance. Well, the truth is, I wouldn't hire people like that anyway. I've never even had people come close to that, and even if I saw that coming, they'll be off the boat before they got to that level of disrespect, incompetence, and just some of them are very vulgar, very rude. The amount of arrogant people I saw on that show is unreal. So in my onboard AWOL, it's completely different, thankfully. But I get it. It's a TV show. They want, basically, I think it's on Bravo, they want the viewing numbers to be high, and people like watching drama on reality TV. I get that. But lots of it is quite true. You know, some guests can be quite difficult. Some are really easy. The crew, you leave port, you go to anchor, you do water sports, we do beach setups, lunches, dinners. We've had guests come on board and the chef to serve an entire meal and say it was a meat meal, and then all of a sudden half the guests are vegetarians, but nobody told us on the preference sheet. Just the principal guest said that he wanted, I think it was burgers or something. It's like really simple for lunch. So then the chef had catered and provisioned, you know, meats and stuff, and done his whole menu for the week. And on the day when he arrives on the first lunch, he finds out half the guests are vegetarian. You know, how are we supposed to know that if nobody informs us, if they don't put it on the preference sheet that we send out? So that does happen. So yeah, no, it's a lot of it's very far-fetched and dramatized. A lot of it, you know, we can relate to. So it's a combination of both, really. Are you ever thinking of moving to a bigger boat? From Mark. So Mark, no, this question's been asked a few times to me, and I've answered this question a few times, and my answer stays the same. It's not about the size of the boat. It's about the people you work with. And just remember, just because you work on a bigger boat doesn't necessarily mean your salary is going to be higher. Your salary, although there are guidelines within the industry, is based on the relationship that the captain or the crew members has with the owner. And over the years, there are incentives and initiatives to stay, and there are salary increases. So I've been with the owner now since 2007, so it'll be 14 years this year. So I have no motivation to go on a bigger boat unless it's with the owner of AWOL. If AWOL sells, he wants a bigger boat, I will stay with him. So that's, yeah, there we go. Robert Brand, greetings from a small town outside of 100 kilometers outside Cape Town. Thanks for your videos. I just might put my feet on board of some sort. Great. That's from Robert. Which town are you from, Robert? Steve Miller from Los Angeles. Hey, Steve. And we've got somebody here from Suffolk. You know, Ed Sheeran's from Suffolk. He's from Framlingham. That's where, that's where I live, is in Framlingham. Well, yeah, I don't spend much time there, obviously, because I'm on the boat, but that's actually my residential address. So, go Suffolk. Hello from Boston, Peter. That's quite funny, Peter. Before, I was just watching Family Guy about an hour ago. So that was quite interesting. You're the best. Hello from Germany, from CB. Hello, Captain. You're the best. Thank you very much from YouTube's updates. How's it from Cape Town? Where's the wedding going to be? I vote Cape Town. And Louis. Actually, Louis, the wedding is going to be very close to Cape Town. It's going to be in Hull on a wine farm, if it goes ahead. We were supposed to get married in December last year. We had to postpone till December this year. Boating vlogs. I have a boat. That's good. What boat do you have? Ruben. Hi, Tristan. Great fan of you. Love your content. Great work. Thank you very much, Ruben. Much appreciated. No, Rob from Suffolk. Suffolk. All the good food on board. Hello from CT USA. What's the state of sale of AWOL? I mentioned that earlier. Hi from Quebec, Canada. Jack, hi Tristan. Can you explain your Winter of Luxury experience? Cheers from Italy. Winter of Luxury. Okay, the Winter of Luxury. So part of the AWOL winter program, Harry, who's our chase boat captain, he's been a ski instructor since he was 18. He's 30 now. Top level, did all his training in Switzerland and France. What they did last winter was AWOL, a Winter of Luxury, a ski chalet, a ski experience in Verbier in Switzerland. Now this year they signed another chalet in Courchevel, but unfortunately all the ski slopes, well, not the ski slopes, but the ski lifts in France are shut. They haven't been opened. So Harry's been twiddling his thumbs in the UK and unfortunately haven't been able to progress with the Winter of Luxury. But you're not following them, go and actually give them a follow on Instagram at a Winter of Luxury and show Harry some support. Because I think he's a bit down in the dumps at the moment because he's supposed to be now skiing, but he's stuck at home in England. I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing the same thing at the moment. And we got another super chat. Thank you very much, guys, from Oscar. What do you think of production yachts versus custom? Now, that's a very good question. Obviously, production yachts are all pretty much built the same. You can make a few adjustments, and there's a budget, and there's you're going to spend this amount. This is what you're going to get. This is the product. Whereas custom yachts, it will be more expensive, and the trial and error is done through the custom yacht, not the production yacht. So when you got a production line, the first, say, 4 or 5 boats are like the test mules. So they see what works and what doesn't, and they adjust the builds after that accordingly. Whereas with a custom yacht, you are building it to your specifications without trial and error. Now, it may sound good or bad. The reality is, I go back again to find the right people. If you have a good team and a great shipyard to build a custom yacht, you can make something magnificent that matches all your criteria, exactly what you want. Whereas with a production yacht, what you see is what you get. You might be able to change the color of the furniture or the type of wood, whether you want glossy varnish or matte varnish, but you won't be able to change the layout of the yacht unless you're willing to pay a lot of money. So there's pros and cons to both. Personally, I think the custom yachts will be, because normally when you're building a custom yacht, it's not an experienced yacht owner. A production yacht is usually a relatively new boat buyer, and you're probably buying, like you said, a thing like a Sunseeker or a Ferretti, or a Princess, which are well-known companies, and they have you know, service centers around the world that can help you. Whereas with a custom yacht, it's you know, it's the one shipyard, and then if you have any warranty issues, you tend to go back to that shipyard. So that's that. And another super chat from Rudy. Rudy has been a massive fan of the channel for a long time. Thank you, Rudy. In his profile picture, he's wearing the Super Yacht Captain merchandise cap. If you look at the top of the chat, guys, there is a pinned comment to merchandise if you want. If you don't worry about it. Hello, Tristan. Just for support. Happy to see you live. Thanks for all the videos during the sad period. Sorry for my English. No translator here for verification. Rudy, no worries, and I love that you're using the little icon at the end of your comment. So thank you very, very much indeed. Okay, like the stream. So Fletcher, okay, Fletcher Burton. Hey, I'm currently doing a cadetship and doing on my OTW, OW. What sort of jobs are there in the super yacht industry? Well, it depends what you want to do. What sort of, you've got deckhands, you've got bosuns, you've got second officer, third officer, chief officer, first officer, captain positions, engineer positions. What I suggest you do is if you go to maybe it might be if you go to the link in the description from Crew Library, that's being set up by crew for crew, and you join there. It's free to join. There's lots of free information. And that will answer pretty much your question. How often does the owner of AWOL use the boat? That's another good question. So the owner, it varies every year for the owner. It really depends on his business schedule for that year. Some years he's really busy with work. Other years he's not as busy, so he spends more time on board. Like the first year we had AWOL, we did no charters. He used the boat the whole time because it was a new toy. He just got it, so he was very keen to spend a lot of time on board. Then after the first season, the second and third season, he's been busier with charter. So it varies. It can be anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to 7 to 10 weeks. So it does really vary. We've got another super chat. Oh, David Dillon. So Rudy and David and Bimagiza have been followers to the channel for a long time. Every time I do a live stream, they always do a super chat. So thank you, guys. Since almost sinking it, do you still have the AXO part? Yes, David. Oh, I'm so glad you asked this question. So before I went on leave on that week, my last week at work in December, I have been filming, and it's not been released yet because the filming isn't finished. When I go back the week after next, we're going to finish the filming, the repair of our sinking chase boat. So really interesting. When I posted that video now done like over 200,000 views. I got phone calls and emails from Side Power, so those are the guys that build the bow thruster system, and from AXOPAR saying, we've seen the video, they don't understand what happened, we don't understand what happened, we've investigated, and it seems like it wasn't fault of the manufacturing, it seems like it just sheared off, something knocked it and sheared it off. So what we agreed is with Side Power, they have provided us with a new variable, what's it called? It's called a PCC, a proportional control, is it PUC? PC? It's a proportional control bow thruster. So quite interesting. I tell you what, you guys provide the equipment, so the thruster, the PPC, the new controller, and I'll create a video for you guys. And then we came to an agreement. So hopefully when I go back, we'll finish the filming and I'll upload that video and show you guys, the viewers, exactly what happened and exactly the repair. It's quite a cool video. It's really interesting. So let's keep tuned for that one as well. I'm really glad you asked that question, David, and thanks again for the super chat. Next YouTube update. How are your crew? Yeah, crew are good. Everybody's healthy. Like I mentioned, Harry's not doing the Winds of Luxury, which I'm gutted for him. Jason McKellar's still on board. They're on board at the moment. Slad, the engineer's on board. Like I mentioned earlier, Jiv and I are currently on our annual leave. So everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. Thankfully still employed. So yeah, pretty good. Thanks for asking. That's all you're going to say. That do I sense a wedding? Yeah, Jiv and I got engaged December 2019. So we've been engaged for a while. We were supposed to get married in December 2020, but because of COVID, we had to postpone until December this year. Hayden Punch, Hayden. Welcome back. Hayden's been following the channel for a while. Thank you for your support, Hayden. Good evening, Captain. Glad to see you back live streaming. Glad to be back. It's been too long. Ben Griffith. I have a Rodman 250. I know Rodman. Yeah, okay. I know Rodman boats. Nice. So by 250, I guess that's at 12.5 meters. Would I be right in saying that, Ben? Stephen, hello Stephen. Hard to find work with the COVID. Yeah, it is hard to find work with COVID. I know a lot of people in your position trying to find work, they're struggling. Sean says everything is for sale if the price is right. Absolutely, Sean. You hit the nail on the head there. And we've got a super chat from, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. Depronized? Greetings from Sweden. Thanks for making nice videos. How did it go with the Charter Week lottery? So as I mentioned earlier, the raffle is still ongoing. Unfortunately, the ticket we've done pretty well. As you look at the numbers, we've done over 7,000 tickets, which is unreal. We've still got a way to go. COVID certainly slowed things down, but the competition is still very much open. So really hope to have one of you on board with your family for a week as soon as this competition is over. Please share the lottery with your friends and family, because you share it with your friends, and if they win, they might invite you on board. So yeah, do have a go at that. Have you bought your tickets already? Do buy your tickets. So it'd be pretty cool to have. It'd be really cool actually to have one of you guys, a viewer, on board. Because the reality is that, only the 0.01% get to experience, a week's vacation or holiday on board a super yacht. So when we decided to do this, it was purely to give the average person, like me, the opportunity to experience it. And another question I get a lot about the raffle is how many tickets we need to sell and the costs. And what a lot of people don't understand is saying, but you're going to make so much money. The reality is very different. If you go onto the raffle site, bear in mind it's a third-party company. I've got nothing to do with the site. The raffle is in my name, so I am responsible for the raffle. And any income that I get, right, I have to pay tax on that, and the tax on that raffle is 40%. Then I got to charter AWOL during the season. Then on top of that, we've got to pay the VAT on the value of the charter. Got to pay broker fees. I have to do it. Agency fees, all the fuel, all the food, all the berthing fees. I've got to pay for 6 flights from anywhere in the world, and then any unforeseen. So don't everybody's thinking, you charge of 135 grand a week and you can make all this money. No, not at all. I've got to pay on any additional funding is 40% tax already. It's gone. It's finished. I have no say in that. So that is the reality of it. That's why we had to put the price so high. And also what we take in consideration is the winner is from the US. By American law, if there's any US viewers watching this, do correct me if I'm wrong. From what I understand, is in the US, if you win anything, whether it be the lottery or a raffle, they got to pay tax on it. So we've taken that also into consideration, that if they win this, the value of the prize, they got to pay tax on it. But we don't want them to pay tax; it'd be too much. So we have to cover the tax. So it's a lot of things to think about. It's not just chartering a boat, and it's as simple as that. It was quite complicated. It took a long time to set up and do all the figures, and all the legal side of stuff as well. It was pretty tricky, but we got it in the end. But we just need to sell more tickets. So if you guys want to buy tickets, I'd appreciate it, but it'll be for your own benefit. And remember, the more tickets you do buy, the higher chance you do have of winning. What do you think now? Your boat need so much OW on board. Stephen Tatushi, what do you think that now boat need so much OW on board? I think it's a good thing. I think having more qualified people on board is good, because the people who are OW qualified are clearly doing it as a career, not just as a summer job. They take it seriously. They're going to be professionals. Back in the day when tickets weren't really allowed, it was, any Tom, Dick or Harry could come and get a job on a yacht. Now it's a fully professional industry, and even the merchant guys recognize it now as a professional industry. So I think it's better. Anything that's going to be more professional and make life at sea safer, I'm always going to agree with, no matter what. Is it hard to drive a yacht like that? That's from Ben. The reality is that it's like anything. The more time you spend doing it, you gain more experience. You're going to get better at it. When I say it's easy or hard is subjective, really. Because I've been doing it for almost 20 years, I don't find it hard. I still, I would say all good captains still get a bit anxious or a bit nervous when you're about to dock in, very windy conditions, because at any moment you might have an engine failure or a thruster failure or a steering failure. And I think having those nerves is what keeps you alert and good. But for me now, I don't say I find it easy. I'm just experienced and I'm comfortable with handling the vessel. Red Walsh, it's a shame about the raffle. You have 3 times more subscribers than tickets. If all subscribers just bought one ticket, it would be done quick. I agree. I want to be perfectly honest with you guys. When we did set up the raffle, I honestly thought it would be all sold within 3 or 4 months. I didn't think it would take so much time, because for the people who've been watching the channel for a long time, I did do on the YouTube community tab, I put out a question saying, what do you guys think about setting up a raffle to win a week on AWOL? And everybody, lost their mind and said, yes, do it. And once I did it, those same people didn't end up buying tickets. So, but we're getting there. We still sell 7,000, so we're doing pretty well. We've got a little way to go. So if you guys can help promote it, I would really appreciate it. And if you have bought tickets, if you do help promote it, once they do the draw, you might be the lucky winner. Is it hard to do like that? No. Peter Cranier, will AWOL ever come to the US? So Peter, actually the year before last, so 2019, I had a conversation with the owner of AWOL saying, why don't we do the Caribbean season, get on Dockwise or Dock Express and ship AWOL over to Fort Lauderdale, do a couple weeks there and then head down to the Caribbean. And it was his decision. He chose, he doesn't want to do it. He wants to keep the boat in the Med, which is fine. He's the boss. He doesn't want the boat in the States, which is fine. That's all I can say about that, really. Rory. So Rory says, how difficult is it to find a year-round crew on a yacht that the owners live on all year? No charters, so no tips. Do you need to pay more? Ooh. If you're going to have an owner that's on board all year round, they're using the boat all year round, you're going to have to give incentives to the crew. On the bigger yachts, what 90% of the time happens is the crew are on rotation. So what will happen is normally it'll be 2 months on, 2 months off. So you have two captains, they'll work 2 months, 2 months, chief engineer, chief stew, chief officer, all on rotation. If you don't do that, if you have them work all year round, they're going to burn out and they're going to quit. And they're going to find a job that probably is going to pay the same money, but less time. So just remember, it's when you're getting, the thing to remember is that when you're getting to that kind of size with liveaboard owners, and they say they're on a big super yacht, it's all about finding what you want from your boat and from your crew. And if you like longevity, if you do, then you want to look after your crew and you want them to stay. So, you know, if you're going to pay them an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is, $1,000 a month, relatively to your income, it's all relative to your own income as the owner. It might not be as much, but it will give that crew member the incentive to stay on for a long period of time. So it's a bit of a give and take between owners and yacht crew. You know, some owners refuse to do that, and there's this rotating crew left, right, and center. I'm not rotating, changing crew left, right, and center. Other owners, you know, they find value in their crew, they want to keep them, and so they give them good salaries, they give them rotation, they pay for their courses to help them grow, they give them maybe gifts and things like that. It's all about, you know, giving people reasons to stay. And I think we've got another super chat here, another one from David Dillon, legend. If you had to choose crew from the Below Deck series, who would David? I wouldn't know who. I don't even know the names. I'd like I said, I think watch. I think one or a few episodes. I don't remember their names, to be honest with you. I honestly couldn't tell you, Dave. I'm really sorry. Yeah. Another super chat, guys. You guys are on fire. Roy R. Thank you very much, Roy. Thank you, David, again. Sorry I couldn't really answer your question. I don't really know the names of the guys. I know Captain Lee and Captain Sandy, and that's about it. So Roy R. asks, during a normal charter season, how much does chartering offset the cost of ownership? Thanks. So if you're looking at it, Roy, from a annual cost point of view, in 2019, we actually more than covered our costs. We actually went into profit. But that's just running costs. You're not including any depreciation of the value of the yacht, and you're not including any financing you may have the yacht, so interest. So yeah, we more than covered our costs with owner usage in 2019. Last year, obviously not, because the charter numbers were down. We actually did last year 30% of the charts we did the year prior. So that's how much we got hit. So it does really offset it, the running costs. But remember that by having more charters, the bigger servicings come in. And then you've got running risks of things breaking down, having to change mechanical, electrical systems earlier than you normally would. So there is pros and cons to both, and it's about finding the right balance. And remember, it's not, when you own a yacht, you got to enjoy it as well. If you're going to be always worried about the money and is chartering going to cover the cost, then you won't enjoy the ownership. With our owner, he can run the boat with no problem, with no charters. That's why we've been very fortunate during COVID that we all kept our jobs. A lot of yacht crew got huge salary reductions, even some up to like 50-60%, friends of ours. And our owner, the owner of AWOL, said that's not going to happen. He kept us all on full salary, which we're very thankful for. So, you know, he hasn't put himself in a position where he's relying on the charters to cover the boat. And I don't recommend that for any owner, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, I'm sure a lot of owners got in trouble when COVID hit and the charter numbers came down. So just bear that in mind as as well, Roy. And thanks for the super chat. Luke Wilkins, do you think it would be a problem for me looking for a strictly summer job? I need to be back in the UK. So Luke, no. The majority of yachts will look for seasonal crew, and normally the seasonal crew positions ours finish the end of October, some finish the end of September. So no, you'll actually, you'll be fine looking for a position. Are you going to Croatia this summer? We don't know. We're hoping to come to the south of France if things open up, and do kind of south of France, maybe have Corsica. So we did Croatia last summer. But we'll see. We just don't know at the moment, to be honest with you guys. We don't know. Yeah, anyway, so we got another super chat. Another from David. David, thank you. Very, very generous this evening. Thank you very much. David Dillon, one of your videos, you said the guests basically stay in their room or on the boat. How often does this happen, or are majority active? So that, yeah, I know which video you're talking about. We had those 2 elderly guests on board. Yeah, they weren't in their cabin. They just basically sat on the bridge deck, smoking cigars, which I don't mind. I like a cigar. Reading their book and occasionally watching some sports. It's very rare that happens. We tend to have like family want to do water sport, they'll be active, they'll be in different location every day, which is great for us because it keeps us busy, time goes quicker. It's very difficult for when we have these very quiet charters, because these guys charter the boat for 15 days, there's just 2 of them on board, is to keep the crew kind of motivated and doing jobs, because we're there to do a job, we want to be busy, we want to do water sports. So no, it is very rare. But again, we understand that everybody's different. If they want to charter a yacht to chill, of course they can. There's no problem with it. It's just we rather have people that are a bit more active. But that's just personal preference. Some crew actually prefer quieter charters, but we feel that the time just drags on and it's not very active, not too much fun for us. So yeah. Cool. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Lots of you. Andrew, do you enjoy watching Jared's channel? Yeah, I do enjoy watching Jared's channel. We're hoping to do a couple collaborations this summer. He's recently done some videos with Motor Yacht Bella I think they started in Florida and they've gone down to the Caribbean. He's done 2 videos. I don't know if he's launched a 3rd one yet. If he hasn't, I'm sure he will do soon. So that'll be with Captain Luke. I haven't met him in person, but he seems like a pretty cool guy. I hope to meet him, have a beer with him one day. Hello. So, cool. Oops. See, now it's skipped again. Why did it do that? Okay, here from Trevor. How do you book a trip on AWOL and how much does it cost? Trevor, this is a really good question. On my phone, what I do when I get video ideas, I put it onto my notes. And on one of the video ideas I'm going to do in an upcoming video is the process of chartering a super yacht. What clients tend to do. I'm going to talk about the charter contract. I'm going to talk about the charter fee. I'm going to talk about a thing called APA, which is Advanced Provisioning Allowance. I'm going to talk about the VAT, the cost of VAT subject to where you'll be cruising, so embarking and disembarking, and the whole process from start to finish of chartering a yacht. So stay tuned for that. That is on my notes to do. But at the moment, just being kind of busy organizing the filming of the video that we're doing on Sunday. So, but yeah, we'll be doing that. So do stay tuned for that one. When will you guys be in the Maldives? No idea. I'd love to go to the Maldives. It looks beautiful there. Jamie Reese, hi, love the videos. I'm 20, looking to get into the industry as a deckhand. I'm doing a deckhand course at UKSA in a few months. I'm wondering how hard it is to get that first job as a greenie. Jamie, so there's a question I get all the time. How hard is it to get a job in the industry? And there are numerous answers. Some people say it's very hard. Some people get a job on their first day because they're at the right place at the right time. And some people spend 2-3 seasons looking for a job. So all I can say is get your courses done, get onto the crew agencies, get onto the crew Facebook groups, and, you know, COVID permitting. So when COVID, if it's all like gets opened up again, get to a yachting capital like Palma, like Onti, get there, base yourself there, go dot walking, get networking, go meet people, and, you know, be the first ones on the dock, be the first one on the docks and the last one to leave, and just keep persisting, get day work, go to the shipyards, do whatever it takes to get on board the boat, even if it's scrubbing decks, or, well, you're going to be doing that anyway, scrubbing decks, varnishing, sanding, cleaning out bilges. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up. That's my advice. Hi Tristan from East London. Have you ever had an accident on AWOL or any near misses? Yes, I did a video in 2019. We had a, well, call it collision. We had a little scratch up with the boat coming into dock. That video is called like We Crashed a Super Yacht. So go and check that video out. And I explain everything in that video, what happened, what I would do next time, what I would change, what not to do. We all learn from our mistakes, and we all gain experiences from the mistakes. Andrew, would you consider a season working with Jared Watney between the two of you? That would be great. Yeah, I don't think Jared's actually looking to work on yachts anymore. He's now actually his job now is to film content on yachts, not to be a crew member. I might be mistaken, so don't hold me to this, but I think it's because Jared had an injury to his back, and therefore he's restricted in the duties that he can carry out. So I think now he's focusing on more creating content for yachts. As I mentioned earlier, yeah, we're hoping to do a collaboration, get him on board to do some content, have a bit of laugh, create some videos for you guys. How are the crew meals compared to the guest meals? Yeah, no, so the crew, believe it or not, the crew, well, on AWOL, we get fed, you know, really well. Like, we get really nice food from a chef. We make our own breakfast. I just have normally water and coffee in the morning. And then the chef will make lunch and dinner, and it can be anything from like burgers to, you know, sometimes we'll have like a steak night, he always does salads, vegetables, all very healthy, lots of quinoa. So yeah, no, we do eat really well. We eat different to the guests because the guests will send, the charter guests send the the preference sheet ahead of time of the type of foods they like to eat. And then the chef already knows the type of food that the crew like to eat. So it is different. And then, you know, the guests occasionally they'll have things like caviar, you know, all the expensive, you know, foods that, you know, some people like. We don't have that. You know, we'll just have regular food, but healthy, and, you know, we enjoy the chef's cooking, and I'm still very appreciative. You know, every meal I get, I always thank the chef because we're getting cooked for by an award-winning chef. So it's incredible. Even after all these years, I still think it's amazing. I'm very thankful for that. Cool. We got a new channel member. Gerben T. van de Vin. I'm sorry I mispronounced that. Welcome to YouTube Perks. Yeah, thank you very much for becoming a new channel member. Right, next question. God, you guys are flying to me. Your Eleanor looks very similar to AWOL. Have you heard of it? Yes. Most of your Eleanor was built, is the exact same model as AWOL. They were built, Eleanor was hull number 1, AWOL was hull number 2. The captain, I don't know if it's still the same captain as Captain Nick on Eleanor. I think since I last saw Nick, Eleanor might have been sold. It's also, yeah, San Lorenzo 122 from 2009. They're a charter yacht. Very different layout to AWOL interior wise, and I believe Eleanor on the bow of the vessel they got 1 or 2 jet skis with a small crane, whereas we have the sunbed, no jet skis. Because a lot of you know that I'm not the biggest fan of jet skis, but that's just because of past experiences with charter guests, and I won't get into that. I just think the jet skis these days, they're too big, too powerful, and letting inexperienced people use them, they're just death traps. So not a huge fan of jet skis. Don Shaw, good seeing you, Captain. I miss seeing you on board AWOL. Yeah, Don, I need a break every now and then. It's been on a nice long 6-week break by the time we get back, and then we'll get back on board, finish the filming for the chase boat with the new thruster of what happens. I'm excited to show you guys that video. It's come out really well with the technicians, and so the technicians, I got them to talk about what they're doing, the process of installing a new thruster. So for the viewers out there that enjoy the more technical videos, keep an eye out for the bow thruster installation for the chase boat. So it's going to be an interesting one. Tristan, without mentioning names, have you had any celebrities on board and being starstruck? Yeah, we've had, not on AWOL. We had AWOL. On Lizzie, we had a few celebrities. Had some very famous American singer. I can't say her name, but what I can say is I'm coming out, so you better get this party started. We've had American NBA basketball players on board. He was playing at the time for the LA Lakers. Can't mention his name because we have to sign these non-disclosure agreements. He was actually a really nice guy. Who else we had? F1 drivers. Again, can't mention name, NDAs. So yeah, a few people, but not really being starstruck. You know, they're just people at the end of the day. You know, people are people. When you work in this industry, you're used to seeing those, you know, when we come into like the Saint-Tropez and the Monacos, you always see celebrities. I think, was it last year, the year before last, we came to Monaco, and docked next to us was another charter yacht. They had the football player Cristiano Ronaldo on board, and quite a funny story actually. So Jason, the chief officer, he's a big football fan. I'm not a huge football, and by football I mean soccer. And so he was quite excited to see Cristiano trying to take a photo, and apparently Cristiano wasn't very polite to him. Basically told him to, you know, F off. So a bit of a letdown, but you know. So, you know, I can understand it. You always got people wanting something from you, and you just want to be on your holiday. But that's part of the job, you know. You got to expect people going to want something from you. But you know, the celebrities we've had, they've all been okay. No one's been rude. They're human at the end of the day. So Rudy has said, if I win the Mega Million today, 750. Is that real? Is that lottery in America? Is it $750 million? Wow, that's a lot of money, huh? Rudy, you could buy AWOL multiple times over. Hi Captain, your videos are fantastic. Thank you. Luis Jimenez, what is the best port to dock in for a long period What is the best port docking for a long period? It depends which country you're in. Like for crew, if you're in France, you want to be in Antibes because it's where all the other crew are, all the boats are, and it's central. It's literally like 12 minutes on the train to Cannes and maybe 20 minutes on the train to Nice. So yeah, that's that. What is the longest yacht you would recommend in order to be able to go almost anywhere? Is AWOL's owner close to buying a new yacht? What? So the length of the yacht doesn't really matter. It's the build. You can get, 25, 30-meter yachts that are built to ice class with 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 mile ranges. No problem at all. It all depends on the shipyard. Is AWOL's owner close to buying a new yacht? If AWOL was to sell, we have a yacht in mind that we want to, or a style of yachts. It will be definitely steel hull expedition style, probably around 50 meters. But AWOL needs to sell first, and yeah, that's ongoing. Is there a yacht that you see on your travels that you wish that you were the captain of? I could never be captain on this boat because I don't have the qualifications, but I'm a huge fan of Motor Yacht Ulysses. I just think it looks like a beast. I've never been on board, but from the exterior, this looks like a proper world explorer, go anywhere type yacht. That's my kind of style. Pyraka, hi from Spain. How's it going with the Lambo? So the video we're filming on Sunday in Monaco might be featuring the Lambo, the new and improved Lambo, guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen the story I posted earlier this week about the few mods we're doing to the car. So yeah. So there's a few more questions, guys. We're going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. There's hundreds here. And David Dillon's done another super chat. Thanks. David's on 5. He's done 4 super chats, David. Thank you very much indeed. Crash video is vlog 95 and Chef James is leaving, correct? Have you found a new one? So yeah, so Chef James is leaving the industry. He wants to go land-based with his fiance. We have another chef in mind that we're talking to at the moment, but again, we don't know the start date, so we can't really advertise the job at the moment. So yeah, keeping that open. Gonna answer probably 2 or 3 more questions, and then we'll call it quits. Will you keep Lizzie? Yeah. So Lizzie is the other boat that we have. We still have it. It's literally down the road from us, about 10 minutes away. Hoping to do some filming on there as well because we're having all brand new engines installed. I think that'd be quite an interesting video, or having the engines all craned in. But I don't know if the timing is going to match our timing when we get back to Italy on board AWOL. Cool, guys. I'm going to do a final question now. Let's have a look here. Have you been to Portugal with AWOL? Never been to Portugal with AWOL. Your channel, really enjoying. Tommy, hi, not long started watching your channel, really enjoying it. Thank you very much, Tommy. Are you still offering a captain mentor program? Yeah, that's on our Patreon. Still doing that. Go to patreon.com / super-yacht captain. Cool, guys. I think we're going to end it there. It's been about we just got another super chat from Rudy. Let's just read this. Rudy, this is a real gain, and I think I could buy AWOL and definitely would, but I would need a new crew. Rudy, if you buy AWOL, I would certainly help you find the best crew and the best captain. It won't necessarily be me, I'm afraid, so it'll be the second best. That's a joke, but no. Cool, guys. What is your favorite port in Croatia? I love Split. I think Split's awesome. Really enjoy my time there. Thanks for doing this. You're awesome. Thank you, guys. And we're going to end the stream. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. How we got here? Really appreciate it. If you like, I think we do another live stream. I enjoy these live streams. Maybe next Friday evening we could do another live stream. Let me know what you guys think. And maybe get somebody else involved. Yeah. And then also, there's a new YouTuber. I know some of you are following him.